hear it when it goes on because we've got the note taker. I think, are we
Yeah.
on?
Yes, we are recording.
Today, everyone, hey, guess what? Hey, I'm Newman. I'm hosting. I'm here with let's see, Sebastian's here, Andrew's here, James is here, Harsha's here. Harsha's helping me out, and we are, hey, it's Thursday, it's 14:30 UTC. Let's do an open spaces. What do you think? Um, yeah. And guess what? You're invited. I am glad that you are here. This is a key and fundamental point of the Gimbalabs thing. Thank you. Thank you for being here. You're invited. Feel welcome. Feel at home. Uh, you know, get ready. You may ask yourself, what is open spaces at Gimbalabs on Thursdays at 14:30 UTC? And I would answer, it's the place where the Cardano community gets together to decide where, oh, well, the Gimbalabs community gets together to decide where Gimbalabs goes. That is to say, that we'll decide the direction of actions to take, and we'll decide how to spend our time and how to spend the Gimbalabs' treasury. Um, you know, with that being said, does that feel like a good introduction?
Yeah, that feels like a good introduction. So I have a question for you, Newman. Would you say
Yeah.
it's the Gimbalabs community that decides the direction of Gimbalabs or the Cardano?
Well, I think it's those who are here. Actually, Nori is here, and I think that's one of our little catchphrases um, uh, that we say is that the people here. How did that go? It's just like, do you remember that? How did that one go? For those who are here, or the people here in the room. So it's kind of self-determination. It's like whoever's here, who shows up.
Sounds about right to me.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of which screen I want to share, and I want to bring up the Notion. Ah, there we go. Okay, cool. Um, can you see our page? This is the weekly open spaces season 6 agenda. We started back in September, and here is what our agenda is. We finished our check-in round, and now we're in the agenda setting part. Uh, and we look over here at specific call for proposals, process specific proposals in the community review and consent. And that is on this page. And it looks like community review and consent is this sponsor on Damio's attendance at the Cardano Summit in Buenos Aires, Argentina. And Sebastian has brought it. And Sebastian, are you ready to take some time for doing the consent process here?
Yeah,
Sort of
I'm ready.
presenting the proposal?
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
So we'll put that in the agenda. Doesn't look like any other projects are here. Let's take a look through planning. Hackathon. We may need to clean this up a bit some more. I've been cleaning a little bit. Does anybody else? This is sort of the general time to raise your hand.
Yes, well, I think Dandelion is in progress, or maybe almost out of progress. Completely.
Yeah. Yeah, so we can definitely go through let's put in a dandelion update. Dandelion update with Martin. Anything else?
Yeah, I mean, I think a Dandelion update would be with the weekly updates, is my guess,
Yep,
along with
yep,
DREP community platform and anything else that's happening.
yep. Uh, we wanted to, I was Shaggy actually brought up in the Discord this week, like where do the newcomers, if you're brand new to Discord and you just follow an invite link, um, where do we show up? And I was looking through it, and I think we lost our welcome channel. So, and it's something that's been a tension of mine. It's been a tension of mine. Yes, it's this face. The a Home Alone face. Yeah, I don't think we have a welcome channel. So, and what I'm
So is start
proposing,
here
I'm
a
gonna
different thing? Start here, like sounds a little bit like welcome.
could be here.
Yeah, this is slightly out of date in my opinion. Yeah, we need to do like a
We're gonna
cleanup
do a
of
full.
Discord.
We're gonna do a full proposal, and so this we don't actually have a we don't have a proposal out, so we might do that one next. Okay, so let's go back to our Discord. And back here. Anything else is jumping out at folks? What's this is in planning, proposals. Anybody created one that's here? Ooh, I see blueprint. Gotta get on that. Governance education mini workshop. Ooh. No owner. Nice. It's like a ghost came in here and dropped something in. Cardano ecosystem tracks builders interested in governance innovation, practical frameworks. Did anybody know about this one?
No.
Workshop provides safe space to learn. We've talked about Ostrom before.
Maybe Alex, you should ask to Alex, maybe.
Could be Alex. Kind of sounds like Alex, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
But as a reminder, hey, put in owners here. But maybe he did that on purpose. But this looks cool. We'll look at it some, but not necessarily today. So, have we agenda planned enough? Review. We can do a dandelion here. And anybody else want to do a review? Oh, maybe Harsha and I and Nelson are here, so we could do a DREP community platform. Okay. Okay. Any agenda items? If not, we could jump into this one. How does everybody feel about getting into some good, juicy consent decision making? I'm looking at the board. The link is in the chat. If anybody needs the chat, you can go in there. I'll bring it up here.
Yeah, that's my proposal.
Cool.
You,
Hey, Sebastian, how much time do you think you need? And do you want me to set a timer for you to kind of help you remind the time?
I think 5 minutes, in addition
Okay, cool.
to if I go further.
Okay, cool. I'll remind you at 5 minutes, and then we'll see where we're at. How does that feel?
Okay.
Everybody ready? Here we go. Let's go.
Okay, my proposal is about sponsorship Andamio to the attendance of the next Cardano Summit in Buenos Aires. As you know, Andamio has really deep roots in Gimbalabs. All the team comes in a way or another from the Gimbalabs community. So for that reason, this team has been contributed in many areas of the Gimbalabs ecosystem. So for that reason, I think this proposal or Andamio as project or as project has gained their own right to present this proposal, to be considered at least.
Sure.
The thing is pretty simple. I consider in this moment Gimbalabs as an alternative in terms of funding to other vehicles in the Cardano ecosystem as the catalyst or as intersect, for example. In that position, I think, and based on my knowledge and experience in Gimbalabs, one of the concerns of Gimbalabs has been propelled the work that developers can do in terms not only in building but launching projects and take those projects into the world, right? And that world also means the market by itself to look some kind of sustainability. My proposal is about, but I consider Gimbalabs has not done yet efforts, has not explored this section of the dev funnel. That is, you build a project and the next step is to take the project and test it in the market with clients and real users, and come here and return and bring those learnings and experiences in the market with clients and users and partners and all that kind of a hotbed of conditions that can make a project a real project with real contributions to the Cardano ecosystem. So we need, as Gimbalabs community, I consider we need to explore that area. We need projects that go and explore that kind of situation and bring back those learnings and start to share these learnings with the projects, right? I consider Gimbalabs not as a summer camp for people that come here just a few weeks and that's all. I have had the opportunity to see really serious developers building things here and trying to give them the opportunity to get some kind of sustainability, right?
Okay.
But I think at Gimbalabs we lack this kind of experience with this kind of projects. So Andamio, the intent of Andamio is to go to this Cardano Summit in Buenos Aires. We did it really well in the Cardano Summit Brazil. We got partners, potential users, and in general promotion and attention from the outsiders, people, non-Cardano people, normal users that are hearing about blockchain for the first time, and they are interested in Andamio. So that's the kind of experience that we need to replicate in other live events. The next one is the Cardano Summit Buenos Aires in Argentina. It's the same environment when you have the opportunity to share the project with users, with partners. Some partners are from Cardano, some are from other ecosystems or other markets in general. But the idea is to go and present the Andamio project, the Andamio stack, and Andamio capabilities, and bring back those learnings to the Gimbalabs community. My commitment as the owner of this proposal is not only executing the budget in a really auditable way. That means I will provide the receipt, the invoices, and all the information necessary to prove and trace that the money was used for the points related in the proposal. But also, I'm becoming a mentor in the area of just 2 minutes more. Yes,
Yeah.
for example, a mentor for the
Mhm.
case when we have projects in trying to grow and find some kind of contact with the external world, the market world. I can serve as a mentor, sharing my experiences about, okay, when you go to the live events like this, you should do this or that or this like that. That will increase your probabilities of getting some kind of new opportunities for your project. So I think we are really good at Gimbalabs. We are really good in the dev side, but we need this kind of business, market, promotion, marketing side to just to complement what we can offer to the new developers. Yeah, that's in essence my proposal. The numbers are there. The budget is that. The quotes, I think the quotes, the price is up a little bit today. I can adjust the price according to the price of the ADA, to today's ADA.
No,
Yeah.
okay, that sounds good. Thanks, Sebastian. This is
Questions,
the time.
please.
Yeah, that's right. So there are questions about clarifying. Like we can, we'll just do a little round, and we're gonna do a round and Sebastian, hold off on answering individuals, and so we'll get a list of questions or responses
For sure.
about the proposal. And this will help you to sort of refine it or see what we're thinking. So is everybody ready to do a round? And I'm actually going to put it down here. I'm going to
And
paste in the names.
Just a clarification, as co-founder of the project, I know that we have, in the near future, we have a wide potential to connect the Gimbalabs efforts in terms of onboarding devs and giving a space, giving us a kind of a space for new developers in the Gimbalabs community to work with us in any way, shape, or form. What I want to say is we are able to put our own effort, our own resources in the future at the service of Gimbalabs, to the dev community of Gimbalabs. In terms of, for example, we have in the next months we will open source our code source, right? At least that's our idea. So
yeah.
all can start from that point, but later we can start some kind of synergies and collaborations in terms of we can connect both communities.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, it looks like I'm at the top. I'll start off with some clarifying questions.
Yeah, put
Can
in
Andrew
chat.
start, Newman?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Andrew, you got to go. So let's go with you first. Yeah, perfect.
Thanks, Newman. Thanks, Harsha. Yeah, thanks, Seb. Pamon, thanks for the proposal. Well presented. Yeah, I think you make a really good I think you can make a fair point in that we don't have much Gimbalabs exposure. I know it's sort of framed as Andamio, but you are bringing exposure to Gimbalabs as well. Yeah, great. I just wondered, maybe as a Gimbalabs community, maybe we could invest in a little bit of merch or something to take to such an event and to hand out. It's nice for people just to have something like that. Yeah, I'll leave it at that because I've got to drop off in a minute.
Perfect. Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, merch and swag to hand out. That's actually a good point. I really like what you said about, because another Gimbalabs thing is opportunity for builders. And there's a whole bit of builder stuff that's the marketing and business side, the entrepreneurial side. I don't know if you remember this, but I asked the community in a poll, if what their intention was, and a lot of people said they want to start their own little thing. So with that in mind, I really like the proposal. I think that it's definitely good enough for now, safe enough to try, meaning that the under $2,000 budget, ADA budget seems like a pretty good reward for the expenditure. Yeah, so that's my reaction. Adrian.
Just to clarify, I'm able not only to be a mentor of the topic, but immediately after the event, I'm gonna create a knowledge base, a Git book or something like that, that will be of public access, right, to the community, Gimbalabs community, Cardano community, where I put there I will put there all the learnings.
Excellent, excellent. Now, yeah, it seems like a kind of a low proposal, but Sebastian, let's go through all. You can make a note to hit those things, but I want to be able to get through everybody So let's we'll just go through the round and then we can answer in the top at the bottom of that. Do you get that?
Yeah, for sure.
You don't you don't have to respond to each one. It'll make it easier to go through everybody's. Next Adrian and then Ahmed.
I joined
Reactions
5
or
minutes
questions?
ago, so no reaction. Pass.
Okay. Thanks, Adrian. Ahmed and then Harsha.
Okay, yeah, I think it's a good proposal. Basically, the fact that they are kind of focusing on, they're trying to like also focus on the non-technical part of things. So I feel like it's a good proposal. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks. Harsha and then James.
Yeah, this proposal makes sense to me, specifically because half the people that contribute to Gimbalabs are part of like Adamio. And on top of that, and is it just you? This is just a question you don't have to answer right away, Sebastian. But is it just you, or is there anyone else going with you, Sebastian? And
Yep.
again, lastly, I agree with Andrew. It'd be great to have like a T-shirt or something that says Andamio Cross Gimbalabs or something like that. It'd be dope. Yeah.
In the past, I can answer. All right. In the
Yeah.
past, in the Cardano Summit, Brazil, last week, I used all my resources available, right? I printed some stickies. I printed my own T-shirts. I printed my own banner, and I used my wife. My wife went with me to Brazil, and we did some kind of a marketing and promotional strategy that was really successful. My plan is to make the same thing, but I'm asking just for the funds, first budget for my representation. The rest goes from my side. But I'm thinking very professional in this endeavor.
I mean,
Cool.
I know I finished my turn, but just to add a little bit, I think you should ask a little bit extra for any of the swag that you'd be printing. I think Gimbal Labs can afford it at this point.
I'm not opposed to that. I will appreciate that. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Thanks so much. And James and then Martin.
Yeah, I'm excited about this proposal. It goes without saying that I trust Sebastian to be working on this, but I guess what's really interesting to me is the precedent we are setting here. So I'm really excited to hear that Sebastian is promising a playbook, and I would love to follow this proposal with, some notes, maybe a way that we can expect each other or even encourage each other to do something similar. I do believe in the power of getting together in person, and I think it opens up a lot of possibilities. And I would love to see everybody here get a grant similar to this if we decide to move forward with this one.
Perfect. Yeah. All right. Okay. Thanks so much, James. Martin, and then Nelson.
Yes, I think it's good to go to Summit. I should be too, but I'm not going this time. Next time I will be there. That's been so busy last
Nice.
couple of months. I mean,
Cool.
but I think we are in a good place. So
Yeah. So
To
positive.
say,
Okay.
I will taking your workshop, the workshop you did, yes, you delivered yesterday, last year in the summit as a lesson to follow.
Adriano will
Some,
be at the summit in Argentina as well.
yeah.
But I'm not going to the summit, so I will not do a workshop this time.
Okay. Cool. Thanks, Martin. Nelson, and then Nori.
Yeah, I have not much to add here. Yeah, it's a pretty good, pretty well laid out proposal, and yeah, I think I'm in support of it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Nori, you bring it up the real, man. Let's do it. Or maybe on mute, and it's early there for him, so.
Yeah, let me unmute. I think it's a great proposal. I like that there's a Git book being proposed around there, and would like to see more language around there around if it's going to be like Creative Commons licensed, or what's the, if there's a Git book, is it being shared publicly, and is that the kind of goal there, to share this knowledge so that more people can get advantage from that kind of learning and stuff. And so just kind of clarifying question around
Yes.
the intent of the Git book, but the rest
Yeah.
seemed really positive and great.
Excellent, excellent. So, yeah, so this completes the round. So, and thank you very much for participating. And so the next thing is, Sebastian, if you want to answer those questions, or how you feel and how you might change the proposal. I know that Nori asked about the license of the Git book and the documentation. James asked about the sort of precedent that we set by funding this type of thing. And Harsha asked about like asking for more funding for swag, and if anybody else is going from the Gimbalabs community. And Andrew was also talking about merchandise and things to promote. All right.
All right. In respect to Nori's question, following an open source philosophy, I think this GitHub or any other tool to use that could be more convenient should follow, should present this scenario where I build first the first piece, the first block, and then I open this to the public, Gimbalabs, non-Gimbalabs community, and they can come and break and bring their own knowledge and learnings about it to complement my own, or maybe to correct some of my wrong ideas, right? But the idea is to make this the most open possible, so people with knowledge and experience in many other events, these live events, can contribute. But the requirement is, okay, you should be an independent. You should be small. You should be a lower budget project to contribute. Because if you are speaking about Sunday Swap or the socios of the worlds, or the Cardano world, you don't have too much, right? Because Andamio is fighting a fight against not for sustainability. So that's the suffering that just understand a project like Andamio and similars. Serious builders building serious thing and trying to put this into the hands of the people, to the masses, non-Cardano. That's a different scenario. But my idea is make this as open as it's possible. And my idea, no matter than Andamio, thinking outside of Andamio, I'm a long time contributor to Gimbalabs. So, and my idea is to contribute in this section of the funnel that I notice as Gimbalabs contributor that we lack some kind of exploration. I'm not the expert. I know the most suitable maybe, but if I initiate this, maybe some others with more expertise can come and contribute to our community. Yeah, no, respect that. I don't know if that answered the question. Open source and an open document.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I think that gets to kind of what I was thinking about. And I'll just share a link to a white paper for something called Open Venture, which is a business equivalent of open source. And it seems to align with those kind of things very well.
Thank you. Yeah, because I need to, I had in mind this Gatebook, but just for popular reference. If we have something else more more special, better. The second is the present. The present that James asks is the same, goes for the same line. We need to provide the serious developers this idea of, okay, you can come to Gimbalabs and not only come and build with our community, with the support of our community, but you can try. You can get a chance. You can get a chance to try your thing in the real world, if you are serious, and if you are non-open source. But okay, if you are looking for business and sustainability and some kind of business goals, right? I think we can support this kind of efforts and with the intention of give people a reason to test some new waters in the developer reality. And one of those is just go, take your ass out of your share and go to the live events and try to convince people of what you have and learn from that, right? And live the whole process. And I think the present is that we are not only looking for devs that just develop for the sake of developing, and that's it. We need developers that go and build things that fail and get some learnings and go back and try it again. This is the spirit of incubation that I tried to communicate in months ago with this incubation and acceleration concept. That's the same spirit. It's not far from that. And the swags, I think we can do it. We can do it. But I've seen in the live events I've been for until this day that many of the swags are many of the t-shirts and all that stuff are a precious resource that is wasted because people in general tend to keep these t-shirts, these shirts and swags in the box, and they tend to get to deliver them without any kind of just because you are in the last hour of the event and you have this box of swags or this box of t-shirts and you don't know what to do with that, right? And you start to give that to the people without some kind of engagement or something like that. We as a principle, we are a project with a low budget, right? So I think we have to be more cautious about what we do in that scenario. But I can try with that, just a small number of t-shirts and swags. Maybe some we can find in the event some kind of fans, really fans, truly fans that want to bring a t-shirt to back home, right? So that's possible.
Yeah. Thanks, Sebastian. Yeah, I think you answered all of the clarifying questions and we all had a chance to react to the proposal and you did a great job of explaining it. I think you got some input and do you think it changed? Is anything sticking out to you like that you want to change the proposal? Because that's the whole idea, is to try to find like maybe, yeah, is anything that sticks out? And is anybody want to make another comment or do anything else? Because the next thing that we can do, and if Harsha agrees, then we can move on to the consent part. Well, we'll do another round and just, we can either do it through emojis on the thing, or if we want to walk it around again. Harsha gave us a thumbs up saying, yeah, so if anybody has any more comments, things of that nature, yeah. I think, so one of the things that I look at is the like opportunities for more people to participate And I wonder if you need like the documentation. Because we you know, like photo, if you want to be more specific in the documentation as to like what goes in there, because it sounds like it's really working towards a bigger thing, like this incubation. It can be sort of foundational for this incubation idea. This sort of touches on what James is talking about, like, okay, this playbook precedent. Do you maybe need more help? Like, do you want to ask for a little bit more to that's earmarked or sort of a budget item for the documentation? Because it feels like you're just asking for hotel and airfare, and that, you know, like would
The
another
reasons.
500 ADA like get us better documentation?
No, I don't think so really. I think the experience is the main source, the main
Okay.
input. And I can do this in paper in my PC, just sitting and writing some kind of playbook, right? That
Oh,
means it's not necessary. In my mind, I just, in this case, I will go just to the playbook, side of the proposal. Just my intention is to write some kind of playbook that can serve as a resource to future projects, but with ramifications to connect the playbook with more wide efforts. For example, these attending live events as part of the how to promote your company or your project, right? It's just a piece. But initially, I'm gonna start with the playbook
okay,
and how to promote the project in the. For that reason, I don't
okay,
think that I could need more resources.
okay. I mean, sure. Um, anyone else have a thing? Yeah. Uh, I feel like I feel like we can move to consent um, in this round, and we can signify by an emoji or just a quick run through. I don't know, Harsha, what do you feel? It feels like everybody had a pretty positive reaction, and we've got 3,
I agree.
6,
Unless
9
someone has a uh, strong concern
objection.
or
Yeah, or concern.
objection, yeah. Otherwise, I think we are ready.
So listening for objections as the proposal is written right now. So there, do we feel like um, the proposal needs to be changed anyway based on our the process? Doesn't feel. Um, Sebastian made some things clear as a part of this sort of idea of like the foundation for the incubation and made it more clear about the documentation. We talked about like the precedent. Maybe we can talk about that and sort of big picture ideas about, you know, this sets the direction of Gimbalabs. Each time we consent to a proposal, it's sort of like, hey, this is something that we want. And in-person meetings are something that we really want. You know, both Harsha and I are traveling. We're this, you know, recently to see family, and how nice it is to sort of be non-screen time. As a personal note, I during all this, I really got this hankering to play a role-playing game around a table with people. So I'm gonna go uptown and try to find like role-playing game table. And I just think it's a great thing. I think it really will have benefit. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
So,
just to put in consideration, in the current state of the Cardano ecosystem, Gimbalabs has the potential of become one of these entities that provide funds to, like Catalyst, for example. It has the potential of that. So maybe in that sense, you are nurturing our capacities in terms of delivering
Exactly.
delivering fund. But I think that James has commented this also before.
Yeah.
And you know how this intersects works. There are a space. There is a space to other kind of other entities to manage the treasury that is provided to the community to develop things. So
Yep.
Gimbalabs is in a good position to start that kind of to run that kind of that thing. Yeah, thanks.
Excellent. Let's do a consent round. You know, and you can either give an emoji or come off mic and, you know, give a consent or not consent. We'll start at the top and go down to the bottom. I consent to this proposal. Adrian, how about you? And then Harsha.
I consent.
Yep. Thank you. Harsha and then James.
Yeah, I feel good about the proposal. Yes.
Thanks. James, then Lewis.
Consent.
Yep. Lewis, you just arrived. Are you familiar with this proposal? You can pass if you don't feel comfortable. He's on mute.
I pass. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Thanks, Lewis. Thanks for dropping in. Martin and then Nelson.
I consent.
Perfect. Perfect. Nelson, what do you think? Nelson gives a thumbs up. Nori, what do you think?
No objections.
No objection. Perfect. Nelson, Nori, Sebastian. Wait a minute. Does he Ahmed? Did he come in? Yeah, Ahmed. You wanna chime in? He's on mute. Yeah, there you go.
I lost you guys a bit. I was having issues with my network. Just go back.
Okay. All right. It feels like we didn't hear any objections and we got a lot consent. So I feel like Harsha, do you think it's consented to? Hey, congratulations. All right. Perfect.
Congrats,
And thanks
everybody.
for that. That was
Thanks a
awesome.
lot.
That was awesome. Ooh, I want to do this part. This is a awesome part, which is I'm going to change this from in the projects board. It's much cooler to do it on this side. Okay. Go into this one and we just go status to in progress. Cool. We're sending you to Buenos Aires. Yay!
Amazing.
All right.
Thank
Many thanks. Many thanks, everybody. Thanks a lot
Yeah,
for the trust.
awesome. Okay, and next in our little tractor, so we went through this part, and now in Discord cleanup. I want to briefly, Harsh and I will add this later, but this is about the Discord, the state of the Discord server. I think it needs just general maintenance. We can do this administratively, but it might be nice to like make a proposal. Does anyone, this is just a call, does anybody have any tensions around this? Are they like, oh, I can't find anything? Or why do we still have the summer 2025 here? Now would be the time, and let's just give ourselves 2 minutes to think about this for a second. You know, anything with the Discord? Do you use the Discord? Any tensions around?
I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to run quickly, so I'm going to give my initial thoughts. So these days I haven't been looking at Discord much. I mean, not all the channels at least. I've been looking at the admin channel that we speak, the admin channel where we speak, and the current project I'm doing, which is the DREP community platform. But the rest of the channels I'm not looking too much. So I don't know what to do with that information, but I just wanted to give some input. Yeah.
Perfect. And thanks, Harsha. Feel free to drop off when you need to. Anything else? Here's sort of my concern is like we've got this project-based learning, and this is all of our PBLs. And it feels like, I mean, it's just a tension. I'm just like, I don't see many of our students in our live codings It's just a thing. Does this need to change? Also, this contribution circles, which is something that also feels like not, not being hydrated, not being sort of a part of our normal thing. Just thinking, just as I ramble while other folks raise their hand or get ready to speak, we use the Notion and GitHub. Can we get like a connection or integration with Notion? Because that's sort of where our attention is. Like this is what we look at each meeting. Can we make a connection stronger? Okay, I see James's hand.
Well, it's funny what that got me thinking about, Newman, which last week Harsha launched a really good conversation about
Sorry. That was just our 2 minutes. Sorry. No, that's it. No, can't tech anymore after that. No, keep going. Sorry to break your train of thought. I just almost caught it. I was one little click off, but go ahead.
I'm always honored by fanfare. Thank you. But no, Harsha got a conversation going just about some guiding principles for how we think about the projects that we do fund here. And one idea that I think we achieved pretty good alignment on last week is that if somebody at Gimbalabs is learning something meaningful, then work is worth funding. All right. Projects are worth consenting to. And so when you say this, like just the concept of Notion integration, whether it's with Discord or otherwise, if anybody here is excited to understand that stuff, this might not be just a maintenance cleanup issue, but it might really present an exciting opportunity for somebody to learn something that they've had on their bucket list for a little while. So I want to agree with you, but also, this can be a call for proposals if people want to look at Discord Notion integrations and how we make better use of our tools. Let's fund somebody for that.
Bravo. Yeah, I think that is something, and it fits in with this incubator entrepreneurial thing. Like many groups use Notion and they're Notion developers. It's actually like a really important skill. Same with project management. And the way it is a tension and using tension in a deliberate way that like, I feel like we're not making the most of these tools. Like I just learned some cool things in Notion, and that would be a really great thing. Again, focusing in on like opportunity and wider opportunity, not just a Cardano smart contract, but the supporting things around it, like Notion, like project management. If that's that's a right interpretation. Okay, anyone else? Like, and so we can wrap up this conversation now so we can get over to the next agenda item. We'll be working on this week, and then also just a heads up, things may change. So we may, for instance, looking at the screen, we've got a Catalyst 13 in current projects. So we may archive that or slide it around. So look around for the changes. We'll keep a record of where things went in case somebody's looking for something and they miss it. All right. How does that feel? Okay. And so we don't have any previous consent proposals. Let's get a dandelion update. Martin, are you ready for a small update? If you're still here, thanks for hanging out with us. Oh, he may have dropped off. No, he's still there.
I'm here.
Nice. And do you want to share your screen? Because I know you might have, like, it's actually really cool what they're doing over there.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
So, share. Is this gonna work? I think so. Maybe it's better if I share my smaller screen. Why is this not going? tried to, but it didn't work.
Oh, no, it's there.
Well, at Game Changer Finance, there's this GitHub repository, Dandelion Light. We kind of how do you say that? Roberto, we took Roberto's work and we continued it with should be easier to install thing. So you can just clone the repository, and we have been on a real journey with Game Changer wants to use and Adriano wants to use GraphQL. And we in the beginning we didn't even know, and that's fun to look back on. We were like, what kind of systems does it run well on? So yeah, we ended up with dual CPU Xeon servers, which we used the funding to buy several machines, including an Epic. And yeah, we had infrastructure, but yeah, this infrastructure to build is now a lot better. And I should show you. We have an overview site. And where you can see all the nodes running. And every
cool.
morning I check with a script. I don't do it's automatic, but the script checks which servers are running. And if you have a month where it's you done well, we give you rewards. So for running servers. So that's why we try to stimulate people to join in and also do this Cardano API side work. Because running stake pool is very popular, but that's only half of the story of Cardano. So, I think the other half is a little under represented. I'm going to show you here. I'm making a new repository. Oh, does it?
Are you going to do this live? Oh my goodness.
Did I press the button already? Oh, right. Well, doesn't matter.
So you're saying if I do what you're doing right now, I can earn money?
Yes.
Holy mackerel.
Oh boy.
We
And
have
hey, wait a minute, doesn't it? But you have to have like supercomputer to do it. You got to have like the latest
no.
hardware. And
That was with what we discovered, and we've been through. We have really looked at how can we get better performance for the wallet. But the wallet is just a DApp, so it's for everybody. It's the same story. But running coils yourself, running block frost yourself, all that stuff has a lot of downsides. So yeah, to run a successful DApp, GraphQL, I think, in my opinion, is essential because you can do multiple queries in one go. And that's very important because it makes your DApp a lot simpler because you don't need to, because, if you do a query, a new block can be produced and your situation can change. So you want to do that all in one go, and that's what GraphQL allows you to do. You can make more complex queries. So, but it turns out the GraphQL that is on Cardano is maintained by Cardano Foundation, but it is in kind of like a maintenance mode. It's
right.
It doesn't perform well. So basically, I think it's unusable. We have done tests, and it can if you run on a dual Xeon, it runs okay, but it does a lot of stuff. So we dived into the code. It does a lot of stuff you don't really want to do. I think that's because it is from all the way to the beginning when there was no assets, and you can see really that stuff has been bolted on later, and it causes a lot of disk activity, and that's why we built an entire new thing. It's based on PostGraphile, and it's super optimized. So we are if you run the following git checkout feature wizard.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Feet. Okay.
oh, I'm not in the repository. That doesn't work.
That won't work. Oh, you're hitting the tab. It wouldn't show up. Oh, because you
Yes.
cloned it down. I got
Yeah.
you.
So this is the Mark II branch with and we have made a wizard. So we're trying to make everything plug and play. If you then run the script, you get like what do you want to
So cool.
call it?
Yeah, it's so badass. And if anybody is watching this or people here in the Zoom call, these guys have a really great meeting on Tuesdays. It's in the Gimbalabs calendar, and you can join and be guided through this by like two professionals. I get the feeling that it really is supportive in the way Gimbalabs does, like with our live coding, but this is a live backend thing. So there's lots of like bash scripts and stuff, but it's very friendly and very accessible. It feels this session actually feels great because we've gotten the non-technical with sort of incubator and entrepreneurial, and now we've got this really back end side. So we're being universal here.
Yeah, and we're using this my address tools to get an address, DNS address, so it's accessible quickly. And
Awesome.
that works. That's the latest addition, which is you can just copy the token in here, paste it. So your environment is set up, and then you need SSH keys and stuff like that, which are, if you're not a system administrator, it's kind of difficult to set up. So we try to automate everything. Well,
Let's
I need to do
let's
some stuff first, but
no worries.
it's fresh off the presses. I can
For sure. Let's just take a little bit to wrap up here, and then we'll get ready to transition to the other update, and that's the DREP community platform that Nelson, Harsha, Lewis, and I are working on. Does anybody have any questions wrapping up or summary about this Dandelion Light node project?
Sorry, the documentation the documentation of the project, Martin, where people that don't know about the project can start to get some.
Yeah, you can find it in the GitHub. I was
the
working
GitHub.
on an Andamio edition as well. I didn't have time
All right.
to
Okay.
finish that, but I need to do that.
And the calls the weekly calls are Tuesdays, I guess.
Mm-hmm. They're on Tuesdays at 1400 UTC.
Andamio.
And
for now, all the work, I think it's easy to import. We have already the structure of Andamio there. You can see the modules. So it's just here we can import it into Andamio. This is what I need to do. So it's maybe a day work or something. So
beautiful.
But
I'm asking.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm asking that because in this moment the open source committee is looking for is trying to support different projects, open source projects across the ecosystem, and they are giving funds and all that stuff. They have an assigned budget to open source projects of the ecosystem. So maybe this project is aligned with what they are looking for in supporting in terms of funding. Yeah.
You mean Dandelion as a project, or making
in
that
general? In general, I think this and all the stuff that Dandelion can bring, Dandelion especially. Yeah, Dandelion.
and I love it that it's a legacy foundation project that the community is picking up. Actually, that's really, I think it's falls right in line.
So yeah, I'm just now pressing enter as well. Good for this intermediate. And you can see this is all the Docker things that you need to make it work.
So you're saying that you started up a node while you gave this presentation in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's totally nuts. Absolutely.
It's not a
Absolutely.
node, it's the whole infrastructure to run oh, the certbot doesn't there's still some stuff, but you get the idea.
Yes, I do, man. That's
Well,
awesome.
that's what we want to do. We had a lot of trouble setting it up, but we're having you know, with the new PostgreSQL version of GraphQL. Yeah, you have a performant thing that doesn't need heavy servers, I think, at this moment. And you can set up really quickly. And yeah, I mean, for learners, it's very important to, you know,
Yeah.
mess around, you know, and also
That you know, that
learn.
is a Gimbalabs thing. That's a Gimbalabs thing. It's a safe place to make mistakes. I think that was one of the very first things that James, you know, that resonated with me was it's like he's like, nope, this is why we go to the live coding. It's like when we make a mistake, it's not a full stop, it's a full go. That's where the magic happens, and you do it with your friends. So if you are out there and you want to join in, hit me up because I might be there next Tuesday because I love it. When my friends come in and see my computer looking like that, I am like, I feel the best. I'm like, oh, I want to see it do matrix rain down the thing. They look at me and they're like, immediately yeah, I don't know. There's a little bit of pride when my screen looks like that.
Completely agree with that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I had Chris from Blink Labs over to the office last week, and he saw the infra running. He was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Oh, thank." Because he's like a big brother. I want to impress him.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. Hey, speaking of big brothers, let's transition over to the DREP platform. By way of getting into this, because it has been super, super fun. And Shaggy from Solidity or SLT, SLR, the music, the record producer who we know here, he has been reaching out and saying, "Hey, look, I need this like tomorrow, like yesterday. You know, show me what you got, tell me what you do." So basically, I'm addressing this to Shaggy. What we've been doing. Nelson and Lewis have been working on it. I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes and let's see if we can discuss this. You guys ready? Is Nelson still here?
Yep. Yeah.
Perfect. Would you like me to share my screen and we can go through it?
Sure.
Cool. Okay. So here's our in progress. And here is let's make this big. Oh, actually, it's right here. All right. So we've been meeting weekly and we've been working on this Kanban board. Look at all the things that have been going on. Let me bring up the page itself.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the bottom line is we are like we have not made the announcement publicly, but we are good to go. In the background, Harsha and I, like, we are trying to fit in a couple of extra things that we want to have it before we, you know, announce it and call it MVP. But we have separated the database and other stuff, so this is in production, and we are starting to record real votes. So let's look at the how it works page for a bit. And this is under progress, so we might word this differently than what it is right now eventually. And if you have feedback, please reach out. So yeah, how it works is that we point to this link where you can start your journey, and it basically points to the Andamio getting started with Gimbalabs course. And we're encouraging people to go through this course. And in the second step, you can see that what it basically asks you to is just explore and, be a part of it, right? And that aligns with the modules in the Getting Started with Gimbalabs course. The wordings here are not pretty direct, like, you go to the assignment and you go through it. It's more like, you can explore and do on your own. But I think it drives to the same point. Then yeah, once you go through it, once you go through those assignments, you have those approval, then you are able to join the conversation. Basically means you can go to the voting page and have your say. So that's basically that. 3 is join the conversation, you have access to this thing. 4 is have your say, you go and vote, right? And that links points to the open proposals that Gimbalab needs to vote. And we have to also mention how we are reserving the last epoch of a proposal so that we can actually do the submission. So I think it's 4 epochs per governance proposal given by the Cardano ledger. So Cardano community has 3 epochs to vote and come to a decision, and the last epoch is reserved for the actual voting, the on-chain vote. And yeah, I guess that's the vote, and then you can check out the rationales. So here, I think someone has already submitted one rationale, so you can go there and click the community rationales and see that someone has voted in favor of the golf tool, and you can see their rationale here.
Nice.
And to touch on the last point, if we can go back to how it works. The last one is, I think, we are trying to build and roll out a rewards program where we hand out Gimbal tokens. So once that goes live, you can redeem the gimbals that will be yours for being, participating in this process. So even though like it's not out at the moment, the program, your records are there in the platform, in this database, where your votes and rationales are recorded. So when the program goes live, we are going to make sure that those people who had participated can redeem whatever we come up with the program.
Yeah, nice. I feel like this is an important project because it satisfies a real need in this liquid democracy governance experiment, and that is connecting the DREP. In this case, it's James, for the constituency, the Gimbalabs community, and get the flow of information going. This is basically a way to give your rationale and do this straw poll. It's basically when you go to these, you can, this isn't an on-chain vote. This is just our community opinion poll with these rationale. And then the idea is that the DREP then can look at his or her constituency, for what is what people are saying. It's just a way to get the votes or the opinions in front of folks. And I'll take this opportunity while maybe Lewis starts to think about what we've been working on, because I'd love to hear him. But what I really worked on was this the Discord bot. So basically, I'm here in Gimbalabs Discord all the time, and I don't have time to go out to the Gov tools. But if I go to this announcement channel, I can see every night at 8 p.m. my time, I think it might be midnight UTC, the bot goes out, finds proposals that haven't been worked on, and then creates this little list. I'll pause for applause. And it creates, it gives you some information, and it has a direct link to our portal info. So it's just a way of connecting these two big things. So you don't have to think about it. I actually used it when, because you just see that something has been posted, and you go down and see that a new governance action has been posted. So I think that's been a lot of fun to make. Here is our code base. It's all open source. You can see the the graph of our commits. It's got a bunch of stuff from me and Nelson and Harsha and Lewis. He did the contributing. So Lewis, can I pass it off to you? What did you like to say about the project? And then if anybody has questions, they can raise their hand in the last few minutes here.
Thank you, Newman. I don't have much to update on, but last I remember we were working on voting history. Did you mention that?
I didn't, but I do not need much incentive to talk about my fig jams. I love mapping out stuff, and remember we did this. This was so much fun. We looked through
Yeah.
and we kind of community code reviewed all this. Yeah.
Yeah, so other than that, I gave myself the task for create a delegate to Gimbalabs DREP page. And then unfortunately, I got the worst stomachache known to humankind.
Oh,
So I
no.
haven't been really active.
I'm gonna put you down
I
as
have
blocked
been
by
in I
stomach
have
ache.
been in bed.
Oh,
I'm feeling better enough to attend this meeting. That's why,
nice. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm sorry to put you on the hot seat then. No worries. Thanks for the update. Lewis has been great. And I also want to thank you for helping out Harsha last week while I was away. Are there any other questions as we wrap up this segment of time about this DREP protocol platform? I mean, do you think you might see its usefulness? I think that it could be something that every DREP community can just npm install, and we have a really good README, and then immediately wire up their DREP and their Discord, and away you go. Liquid democracy. The data fluidly flowing around and people adding their contributions.
Strong, really good.
Yeah. It to me is like what a group or a network of developers, because we saw the problem. We all wanted to do the DREP thing. Remember when Scott Ratio and we worked hard, for months to try to incentivize and try to make it work. But we didn't have the tooling. And so Nelson, I believe, came up with the idea and said, hey, this is a thing that we could do. And it'd be great learning experience. I think Harsha's really get some good learning experience out of it. We're again learning. We're not using the full T3 stack, but we're using parts of it, Tailwind, Prisma, and Next.js, along with the Discord bot stuff like Discord.js and Node.js. So we're really digging in. And then not to mention the project management stuff and the community manager stuff, which is what Lewis has been focused on. It's been a really great project. And I want to encourage you to come and participate if you like. If you want to get involved or if you want to do any of the other stuff, just connect with us. We meet, even though our meetings are not in the calendar, but we meet periodically on the Discord. All right.
This is a real breakthrough project, guys. How do you have what you need to keep going with your vision?
I haven't had any blockers, and we do come up with. So here's a fundamental thing. Nori would get a kick out of this. Like, you don't know until you make a step. And then when you make a step, you're in a totally different world. It's like, oh, I didn't even see that until I made this step. So this really, in my mind, that iterative design. It's just like, okay, you build this and you stub it out, and then you're like, oh, okay, and make the next move. I don't see anything that's blocking us. I feel like, I don't know, Nelson, do you have an answer? It feels great to make these things, and it's working,
Yeah, it's fun to work on this, but yeah, there's no blocker yet, but we have to get user feedback. We have to put this out, and if people don't use it, then it doesn't make sense, right? So yeah, we hope we can make the announcement soon so the community can get engaged. But yeah, the whole point of this thing is to, get Gimbalabs TREP to be active.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, I think, and once people start to engage in it, we'll be in a whole new place. And as Nori gave me the term, emergence, like this emergent utility, emergent opportunity, emergent pattern of participation, we'll start to make a cow path, and we'll say, oh, this needs to happen here. And we control, like something that me and my crew here say is, we have the keys to the theater. Like we can adjust stuff. And so, like, this is all our stuff. There's nothing that can't change in there. And with help from our friends, we can make things happen. Beautiful. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. So that being said, we're bringing this session to a close. This is the goodbye part of the agenda. Does anybody want to have any final words while we're closing up? Next week, we will talk about it'll be the 30th of October, and that'll be the last of the month. So we have a bit of a different schedule. We want to bring in all our projects to do updates, sort of like what we did now, but a little more formalized. I really want to talk about the African Education Initiative, the Manuel and Jethro. We did the hackathon. They were incredible. I think Harsha mentioned some of it last week. But I really think we've created a little Gimbalabs in Lagos, Nigeria,